it's Justine, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do a wreath, a DIY wreath. It's all from dollar store products, and I'm just going to get right into it. What you're gonna need is one of these metal wreath rings. I have never seen these at Dollar Tree before until today when I went shopping, and I was so excited to see this. So you'll need one of these. And then you can pretty much use anything for yours. Mine is going to be a Christmas wreath, but depending on the holiday, you can get whatever you want for it. So I got Garland for mine. I'm not sure if I'll even need these, but I got some of these pretty gold Christmas pipe cleaners just to hopefully, you know, keep everything in place if I need to, but I might not even need these depending how well this goes. I also got some of these little decor things. I got these little gold apples with pine cones. I got 2 of those, and then I got this one with gold leaves. They had a lot of different ones, but I loved these gold ones. So I'm going to use these to decorate. And then if you watched my DIY flower arrangements video, I have tons of leftover flowers from the Dollar Tree because I went a little overboard. So I'm also going to be using all kinds of flowers. And then you might need a glue gun. I don't think I'm going to need a glue gun, but you might need a glue gun. You'll need wire cutters to cut the flowers because, like I said in my last video, the stems do have wire in the middle. So you'll need wire cutters or heavy duty scissors to cut those. And then you'll need some ribbon to make a little loop to hang your wreath. I got this gold glitter and I love that. If you haven't guessed by now, I love glitter. And then I got this gold sequins. So you can use these for accents and bows, and of course to make a loop to put up the wreath. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the garland because this is going to be the most of the wreath. Just going to open this up. And this is wire, just so you guys know. And this is a pretty significant length, so I'm going to take this garland. If you can see, this is like bent. It's like at an angle, like U shape. So I'm going to take the garland, and this is going to be the front. So I'm going to want to make sure that most of the garland shows on this side. And I'm just going to start looping it around. I don't really have any specific way of doing this. I just loop it around. You know, just there isn't any specific pattern that I use to get this done. In fact, it might even be easiest to do it that way, so I'm just gonna. If you want to make this easier, you can cut the garland, of course, and since it's also wire, you'll need wire cutters, but I'm just going to do it like this. And what's great about it being wire is it stays in place where you wrap it, so you don't need glue or to tie it down. There only takes 1 piece of garland to wrap around the entire wreath if you get it from the Dollar Tree, with only a few spaces in some areas, but those are all going to be covered up with some decorations. So I'm going to start with my big decorations, which are these, which were $1 a piece. I am just going to place them where the gaps are. So for example, I have a gap right here. I'm just going to take this stem and string it through the metal. And I'm actually not, I don't think this is going to stay in place, so I'm going to take one of these pipe cleaners, just gonna cut a little piece of it off, and just use it to tie it to make sure that it does stay. So I'm not sure if you can see it on the back, but I took the pipe cleaner and wrapped it around and just to make sure that it's going to stay in place. So there's my first one. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Voila, and now I'm going to take my last bigger piece and put it down here at the bottom. And this one is actually slightly bigger than these two as far as the stem is, so I'm going to take another pipe, half of the pipe cleaner, and tie it in a different spot. Like this with these big pieces sticking out. Now I'm going to take a bunch of flowers and just string them through. You will need to use wire cutters to cut the flowers from the big stems to these little single flowers. And I'm just going to string them through like this. Just like so. Alright guys, so that is it for putting decorations on. You cannot even tell, or at least in my opinion, you cannot even tell that like the fancier decorations are that much fancier just because they are kind of incorporated with all of the other flowers. But one last thing we need to do is put a string on it. I also just wanted to note that even though the flowers, their stems are wire, and even the bigger decorations, their stems are also wire, and they can be wound around the metal wreath. They are hard to maneuver, especially the bigger ones, and that's a big reason I use pipe cleaners. And I did not use pipe cleaners on any of the flowers, but they are still pretty hard to wind around. So you might want to use pipe cleaners or even a glue gun just to make sure they stay in safe. I would personally recommend pipe cleaners because the glue gun can get a bit messy, and since it's metal, it might not exactly stay. So last thing we need to do is take some ribbon and tie it up. I ended up not using any ribbon in the actual decorating, but if you want to like put together some bows and tie it around and use that to decorate, you absolutely can. So I'm going to use this ribbon. I'm just going to cut a piece, and I think, where do I want my top to be? I think I want this one on the bottom. Should I do it at the bottom, the side? Let me see. I think I'll do it like this. And so I'm going to tie my ribbon right here. So this is the finished product. Like I said, I originally wanted to do a fall themed wreath for Thanksgiving. So if you want to do fall themed wreath, you can do the same thing, same basic concept, just use like fall colored flowers. You can still use the garland if you want to, but to be honest, you don't even need the garland. I think it provides for a better background to make it more fuller, to make it more full, but but it's really up to you and your personal preference, and you can also do this for any holiday. I did Christmas because that's what my Dollar Tree was carrying. So here it is. Thanks for watching. Bye.